Where does China fit in this? You talked about infrastructure, and China has come in with both money and skill, financing for infrastructure across Africa. Is there a bigger role for China in that area of the economy? Certainly the experience with other African countries has certainly been rather mixed in taking Chinese infrastructure projects and the financing that comes with it.
As I said earlier, there's a tendency to take a Minecraft approach to Africa. It's not a game, and we are not infants. We know what is good for us, what's in our interest, so we don't need to be protected. We can protect ourselves when we're dealing with China. China's Belt and Road Initiative is good for Africa. It is something that is already benefiting countries like Nigeria, the linkages, and we are looking towards achieving similar results with Europe, with the Global Gateway Initiative, and of course other partners, the US, India, Brazil. We're doing a lot. We have a strategic partnership with Brazil as well. So, China is doing a lot, and we're partnering, and we have laws, we have regulatory frameworks in different sectors that.
You've talked about energy, and obviously energy and the huge gas resources that Nigeria has, and I think you're planning pipelines that will take the gas. They are taking it around West Africa, but the potential is to take them on even into Europe. You've also talked about the potential of attracting investors in AI, in data centers, because they absorb such a huge amount of power. And yet, Nigeria can't even keep the lights on for its own citizens. How can you bring in that investment, bring in the as you said, the business, the outsourcing? How can you bring in the tech investment if you can't provide that fundamental infrastructure for businesses?
So it would serve a dual purpose. We bring in the investors, they generate what they want, and then we also generate to improve on electricity supply domestically, which is what we're doing, and we have prepared the ground. We have an electricity act. We're doing a lot, not just with gas, but also with renewables. We have, within the Electricity Act, it's made investing in electricity generation, transmission, distribution more attractive because it's decoupled the different aspects, and on top of that, you have new ways of attracting investors in renewables, such as feed-in tariffs and so forth. So it's something that I don't see any conflict in that, because we have a gas pipeline that takes gas to Ghana, for instance, via the Republic of Benin and Togo. So that is being used also for electricity in the region. But we're currently also building another gas pipeline, the Ajakuta, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano gas pipeline that runs across Nigeria, which would also solve the problem of the feedstock for generating electricity.
President Tinubu has implemented two very significant reforms. One was floating the Naira. There's still a parallel market, but it's really eased up the whole complex forex situation in Nigeria. He's also removed fuel subsidies, two of the really big moves. What's the next big reform that's coming down that's going to start creating that environment that's going to attract more investors?
There are several. The taxes, there's a huge reform that has just taken place with our tax laws. They have been consolidated. They've been made easier. So the tax code is more understandable to investors, and it brings down the rates as well in terms of investors and how much taxes they have to pay, both locally in the states, because we have 36 states that they would be investing in, as well as the federal taxes. So that is really huge, and it's just a matter of the private sector comprehending the opportunities therein and taking advantage of them.
As we near the end, there's an interesting question here, because it does get directly to the issue of foreign investors. What steps, what assurances can the government give that that foreign investors can repatriate their capital. We know that has been an issue, indeed, for Gulf investors here, for Gulf Airlines. Emirates and Etihad had a problem a couple of years ago. So what assurances can you give that there won't be a problem for foreign investors to repatriate their capital?
Well, you can see it happening because, part of the problem was availability of foreign exchange. You can see that the foreign exchange is now available. The exchange rate has stabilized. And even Nigerians are having access to foreign exchange, to dollars. You can actually deposit dollars in your DOM account and travel and use your credit card and spend dollars. So that is something that we should watch to see, which is indicative of the availability. But one of our major challenges at the moment is the false narratives that are being created about Nigeria. This issue of religious persecution, Christians are being persecuted, which couldn't be further from the truth, and it's something that I think the investors need to come and see for themselves. And we have businesses that have been in Nigeria for decades. They've not left. And if indeed there was religious persecution or any other form of persecution, then they wouldn't be there.
Well, thank you very much, Minister. Reuters is all about making sure we tell the right narrative, so let's hope that narrative gets out there. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Foreign Minister Edmund, thank you very much indeed. Don't take a